All right, let's get right into it. There's a huge debate raging in the basketball world right now. It's the classic showdown, the raw, chaotic passion of college hoops versus the polished, elite skill of the NBA. But this whole firestorm didn't just start out of nowhere. It all kicked off because of one player and one incredibly gutsy prediction.
And boom, there it is. That's the hot take that started the entire avalanche. Just picture it. You're watching a sports show and an analyst drops this bomb about a college player that, let's be honest, most of the draft experts didn't even have in their top 5. You got to ask yourself, what in the world was he seeing that nobody else was?
Okay, so let's look at the evidence, because the argument started with the hard numbers. When you stack Darius Jr. up against some of the absolute legends that Coach Calipari has had, his stats are just, well, they're kind of insane. We're talking 22 points a game, shooting over 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and dropping 6 assists. So on paper, the case is pretty darn compelling. He's not just a scorer, he's doing it with crazy efficiency, and he's making everyone around him better.
But see, this wasn't just about the stats. It was about the vibe, the aura around this kid. And the hype was just as powerful. I mean, come on, Steph Marbury ×2 with a Derrick Rose mentality? That is an absolutely electric description. It paints this picture of a player who's not just a stone-cold killer on the court, but also has the mindset and the leadership of an MVP. It's almost mythical stuff.
And this just perfectly captures the reaction from everyone else. The pushback was immediate and, frankly, hilarious. This quote just nails the total shock from the other commentators. They weren't just disagreeing, they were literally getting off the bus. The take was so wild, so far out there, it just stopped the whole conversation in its tracks. So, let's officially break down this first part of the debate. The whole firestorm around this kid as a potential #1 pick.
All right, so the arguments really boil down to a few key things. On one side, the people who are all in on him said, look, this is the most NBA-ready guard to come out of a legendary program, and this is huge. He doesn't have the big red flags that other top guys have. No questions about his motor or his body. But the critics, they had their points too. They'd say, well, he's 6'2", which is a little small, or his dribble is a bit high, and of course, the big one, none of the draft experts have him anywhere near #1. And here's the thing you have to understand. This whole argument about Darius Jr., it wasn't really about him. Not entirely. He was just the catalyst. His amazing season and the crazy claims swirling around him basically blew the doors open for a much bigger, much more fundamental conversation about the state of basketball itself.
And there it is. This is the statement that the whole debate pivoted on. Analyst Jay Williams flat out declared that, yeah, the NBA has better players, obviously, but the college game is the better product, a more exciting, more compelling show to watch. Now, for a lot of basketball fans, that sounds like complete heresy. So let's really dive into this first side of the battle. Let's look at the actual case for why college basketball might just be winning over fans right now.
This argument isn't just based on a feeling. It's backed by a pretty shocking number. A reported 30% increase in ratings for college basketball this season across all networks. That isn't just a small bump. That is a massive leap, and it suggests there's a real shift happening in what viewers are watching. It's the kind of number that makes everybody, the leagues, the networks, you name it, sit up and take notice.
So, why the huge ratings jump? Well, a big piece of the argument is the style of play. It's just different. The college game still has true post-up play. You see all kinds of zone defenses. The mid-range game is alive and well. The NBA, on the other hand, gets criticized for becoming a little uniform. It's dominated by the pick and roll, a lot of isolation ball, and just a nonstop barrage of three-pointers.
And it goes way beyond just the X's and O's. It's about the feeling. The argument is that the college product is just more compelling. Every single game has this huge weight to it because the season's shorter and the tournament is one and done. The rivalries feel ancient and personal, the conference races create drama every single week, and you get to see the best players go right at each other in these huge high-stakes games all the time.
But hey, let's be real. The most popular basketball league on the planet isn't just going to take that lying down. So let's flip the coin and look at the rebuttal from the pro-NBA side of the aisle.
This right here is the NBA's trump card, and it's just not debatable. The pure level of talent is, as Stephen A. Smith put it, exponentially better. That's not a shot at college players, it's just reality. The NBA is where the absolute best of the best on the entire planet come to play at the highest level imaginable, period.
Now, about that critique that the NBA's style has gotten stale, well, the numbers do show us something interesting. Teams are hoisting up 37 threes a game. That's the second highest rate in the history of the league. Now, if you're a fan of the modern game, you call that smart, strategic optimization. But if you're a critic, you might see it as, well, a little one-dimensional.
And let's be fair here. The pro-NBA argument isn't just about how great the NBA is. It's also about pointing out that college basketball is far from perfect. I mean, the college system deals with all kinds of messes. Player eligibility headaches, fights over guys coming from the G League, the whole wild west of NIL, that's the name, image, and likeness money for players, and yeah, even some on-court discipline problems. It's not exactly a squeaky clean product.
So, after hearing both sides of this thing, we get to the real heart of the matter, the core question of this entire debate. What do we, as fans, actually want more from the sports we watch?
When you boil it all down, this is really a clash of philosophies. On one side, you've got the college product. It's all about raw urgency, those deep, intense rivalries, a variety of playing styles, and that feeling that every single night matters. And on the other side, you've got the NBA product. That's all about the most elite talent on earth, peak human performance, advanced strategy, and the long, winding story of an 82-game marathon.
And that's where I'll leave you. There's no single right answer here, but this is the conversation happening in basketball right now. Is the long grind of the NBA season starting to lose a bit of its magic for fans? Or is the chaotic, unpredictable, raw energy of the college game just putting on a better show at the moment? It's definitely something to think about next time you flip on a game.